Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's show, The Future Today. Today we are privileged to have an expert in the education sector, Mr. Kondoro, who has a wealth of experience, both in our local curriculum and even international curriculum, American, British, name it. We are privileged to have Mr. Kondoro in the studio, who is going to break for us down the nitty-gritties of the new curriculum and how we are supposed to implement it. And by chance, we might find solutions to the pull and push of the government and the teachers of this country. Welcome, Mr. Kondoro, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, Mr. Kondoro, you know that the education sector in our country has taken a different shift. We've had a change of curriculum, and there has been a lot of pull and push between the teachers and the government. Before we get to the push and pull, what is your general take about the new curriculum, the change of the curriculum, as an expert in the education sector?
Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, anybody who's not ready or rigid to change will always be swept away by change. It is therefore within my province to confirm and say that indeed the new curriculum, that is CBC, I want to believe it is the best thing to ever happen in this country. It is the best thing to come to this country as at this particular point in time. But again, when a new thing is introduced, there comes with, challenges, mixed reactions here and there, and that is obvious, that is normal.
Realize that the changes that are happening in the education curriculum, or the new curriculum, we've been told that a lot has been borrowed from the international curriculums, the British and the American. If this is true, and you with your expertise in the international curriculum, do we have the capacity to pull out this curriculum? And if we don't, what are the areas that we need to work on? And if we do, then what is the problem of this implementation?
Our education system is actually a borrowed system. We did borrow from our colonial masters, and the borrowing process has continued and it will continue to go on. What I'm saying is, the system that we have that is now actually taking over from the 844 system is one that is in line with the international standards. It is in line with international standards, especially given the nature of the world that we are in. A curriculum that does not prepare the children for the future is a curriculum that is as good as dead. Just to come back to your point, I would love to say that this is the best. But again, what were some of the things that guided us into coming to this curriculum? Remember, during Moi's time, he introduced the 844, which of course was meant to make the graduates or children self-reliant at the end of their 12-year course or whichever time they stayed in school. But that was never to be, as we were looking at industrialization as at that time. But in as much as industrialization is the key thing here, there is also the concept of innovation that is with us that a curriculum needs to take note of. The quickly changing society, a society that is moving from that mind of industrialization to a mind of innovation. I agree with you, and you will agree with me that indeed this is the perfect time, but the challenges are as many. Look at its introduction. I want to trust that it was consultative enough. However, from the noise that we hear from the teachers, the parents, I believe the consultation to lead to this kind of decision was not well done. For us to make such a kind of change in an education system or curriculum, there must be serious public participation, there must be serious consultation, and there must be serious engagement with all the stakeholders. As a matter of fact, not this was done.
Thank you, Mr. Kondoro. Just on the same fact that you're talking about stakeholders, we've been having a lot of issues between the government and the teachers, the NAT. Where does this leave the parent and the child, who is actually the main stakeholder and the person who is going to benefit from this curriculum? Where does this leave them? Because they do not have the know-how about what content the curriculum has or how it is going to benefit their children. The children also do not know. They are waiting for the decision of the teacher and the government. But here we have pull and push between these two parties. Where does this leave the parent and the child?
This pull and push leaves the child or the parent in, I will call it an island of confusion. Because if they're the same people, the implementers, that is the teachers, have issues, very serious, very genuine issues regarding this particular curriculum, then the parents, some of us who are not teachers, who are not educationists, we are left wondering, so who means well for us? Is it the government or the teachers? But having said that, all is not lost. We can still make amends. There is more time. We must not hurry in implementation of this curriculum. It can wait. It should be a slow, gradual process that takes care of everyone's interest. And as a matter of fact, if you ask me today, if you ask any parent outside there, I'm telling you, there is confusion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kondoro. Viewers, we're going to take a short break, and as we come back, we want to look at the assessment of this same curriculum. Keep sending your views about this curriculum, and we'll be having our expert here to react to them and give us details and solutions as far as the curriculum is concerned. Thank you, and see you after the break. Before the break, we wanted to know whether the assessment that has been outlined in the new curriculum of grade 3, to be specific, is there a need for a grade 3 to do a national examination, which of course might be a factor to determine their future in the years to come? Is it appropriate, according to you as an expert, to have a national examination at grade 3, who are actually basically 8-year-old or 9-year-olds? What is your take about this?
There are different types of assessments. And indeed, assessment at any given point in time is very healthy. I would not say that the assessment at grade 3 is not a good idea. I believe it is a good idea given the fact that we shall have assessed what these kids have done right from grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3, so that we start, can I say categorizing? No. So that we start putting these students or kids where they are supposed to be. In fact, starting it at a very early stage, it will give us an opportunity. It will give the teachers an opportunity. It will give the parents an opportunity to discover what it is in their children at a very tender age. National examination at that particular time, I believe it's not a bad idea. If we can do exams at the end of 6 years, 12 years and all that, why not at the end of 3 years, but making sure that at least the exam is to the standards of that particular child. But again, it must not be used to judge the child harshly. It must not just be academic. It must take care of the whole child.
Thank you very much. You've heard from the expert that assessment at grade 3 depends on what we are going to assess and how we are going to assess it and the objectives we are going to have for this particular assessment. And therefore, watch out, next week we'll be bringing the parents into the show to tell us what they feel about what their children are going to get into. So watch out for the parents edition next week. See you then. Thank you.